got a place where you can lay low for a while. I've got a bit of a, let's call it a distaste for the Thalmor.
We'll get through this together. He's stable. That's the important thing. But I think we really need to get him to Riften and get some proper medical attention. How far is the Bee and Barb from here? And what can we expect once we arrive?
I'm happy to help those in need, especially if it means sticking it to the Thalmor.
Come on, John. Let's go get hammered. What a day, John. You say that Kirava's mead is the best of the best, so I will be a judge. Here you go, my friend.
Kirava's
Cheers.
mead. It's a treat fit for the gods, I tell you. She brews it with love and care, and a hint of that old rift and magic.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Kirava, the best brewstress in all the land, and to our little evening of quiet scheming, Kirava's got some of the best healing hands in Riften, so Aurora's in good care.
I hope so.
And as for Lumina, I think we've established that she's a bit more than just an ordinary lass. I'll do what I can to keep her safe, and help you figure out what to do with the Thalmor sniffing around. Now, I've got a question for you. What do you intend to do once Aurora's on his feet again? Are you looking to lay low for a bit, or do you have something more adventurous in mind?
Well, you know, a man like me always pays his debts. And family, friends, they're the most important thing we got. So, John, I was thinking, tell me about your situation. And you said your sister or loved one or something was tangled up in the Thalmor. Looks like we got a common enemy. Maybe, once Aurora's awake, we could do something to get the Thalmor off both of our backs.
Ah, you're a man of honor. I like that. Paying your debts and looking out for your loved one. That's the Nord way, too. About my situation, it's not my sister exactly, but the love of my life, Elfina Greymane. She's a good lass, and she's got spirit, but she's also got herself entangled with the Thalmor.
I've seen her around.
Family, the Greymanes. They're Stormcloak sympathizers, and the Thalmor are trying to use them to get to the Stormcloaks. But Elfina, she's different. She's the one I will spend the rest of my life with, and I won't let the Thalmor take her away from me. As for doing something to get the Thalmor off our backs, I've been thinking about that too. I've got a few connections in Riften, people who might be willing to help us out.
So let me ask you this, John. How do we free Elfina? Do we have to get rid of some Thalmor? Do we have to sneak her out of Whiterun? Do you wish to run away together? How can I even help you? It seems like the morning is coming through.
You want to know the plan, friend? Well, I'll tell you. I've been thinking about this for a while now. First, we need to get Elfina out of the Thalmor's grasp, and that means dealing with the Thalmor agent who's been persuading her, a slimy piece of work named Overseer Lorca.
Okay.
He's been making visits to Whiterun, and I've got reason to believe he's staying at the Thalmor's local hiding hole. We'll need to persuade him to let Elfina go, or maybe even convince him to switch sides. Either way, I've got a few ideas on how to handle him. As for sneaking her out of Whiterun, that might be tricky, but I've got a few connections in the city who can help us out. Running away together's not a bad idea either. I think Elfina would like that.
All right then, John. Where's this lieutenant hiding?
Overseer Lorca's likely hiding in the Thalmor's embassy in Solitude, but I've got reason to believe he's also got a secret hideout in Whiterun, probably in one of the old windmills on the outskirts of town. As for me, connections, I've also got a contact in the local thieves guild, the Ragged Flagon. They're not exactly the most trustworthy bunch, but they might be willing to help us out for a price. And then there's Kirava, the owner of this fine establishment. She's got ears all over Riften, and she might be able to dig up some information for us. As for the connections in Whiterun, I've got a few friends among the city guards, and they might be willing to turn a blind eye if we need to sneak Elfina out of town. But the one person who might be able to really help us out is, well, that's a bit of a wild card, friend.
Wild cards are my specialty, John. Who is it?
I think I'm starting to like you, friend. All right, the wild card I'm thinking of is none other than the Jarl of Whiterun himself, Balgruuf the Great. Now, hear me out, friend. Balgruuf's got a bit of a reputation for being stubborn, but he's also got a soft spot for those in need, and he's not too fond of the Thalmor either. If we can convince him that helping us out is in his best interests, he might just be willing to lend us a hand. But I've got to warn you, friend, Balgruuf's a bit of a maverick, and there's no guarantee he'll agree to help us. And if he does, well, it's going to cost us something. Probably a favor, and a big one. But if anyone can help us get Elfina out of Whiterun without stirring up a hornet's nest, it's Balgruuf.
John, You saw what just happened. We are in this mess because the Thalmor found us in Jarl Balgruf's palace. We can't go back there, man. They'll fucking swarm us. Whiterun is almost completely out of the question. If we are to do this, there's only one way that it can end well. We can help you take out this Thalmor ambassador, and maybe you and I could sneak into Whiterun and get Ulfina, or you just leave her a message. But if we get this Thalmor to leave her alone, or better yet, take him out of the picture, then Ulfina could leave, and you and her could live forever, happily ever after.
Damn it, friend. I think you're right. I didn't think about the Thalmor
hardly ever
finding
wrong.
ye in Balgruf's palace. That changes things.
I guess you don't really know the story.
Taking out the Thalmor ambassador, Lorca, might be the best way to go. If we can take him down, it might give us the leverage we need to get the Thalmor to back off Ulfina. And if we can't get to Whiterun, then leaving her a message might be the next best thing. But I've got to warn you, friend. Taking out a Thalmor ambassador won't be easy. They've got guards, they've got magic, and they've got the Empire's backing. We'll need to be careful, and we'll need to be smart. But if it means getting Ulfina out of this mess, I'm willing to take the risk. Let's do it, friend. Let's take out Lorca and give the Thalmor a message they'll never forget.
Very well, friend. To the death of the Thalmor and the freedom of Ulfina.
Aurora's awake. BrainFrog, come quickly.
What? Aurora! Aurora! Hey, buddy! You're alive! He's alive! How are you doing, dude?
BrainFrog, what happened? I remember we were trying to escape, and then I don't know. I must have passed out. Tell me, what's our situation? Are we safe?
We're very safe, brother. We are very safe. Take a deep breath. We're all right. We're in Riften.
We made it to Riften?
Your eyes, my
Where are we
head must be
exactly? This doesn't look like... Wait, Lumina. You're here. Thank the gods. Are you all right? What happened after I got hurt?
Aurora, after you got hurt, we had to get out of Whiterun quickly.
It was bad, man.
John Battleborn helped us, and we made our way to his family's farm just outside the city. We used their horse and carriage to transport you safely, and then we headed to Riften. We're currently at the Bee and Barb Tavern, where Kirava, a friend of John's, has been taking care of you. She's been helping you recover from your injuries.
The Thalmor are likely still looking for us, but we should be safe here for now.
And Aurora, I used a healing song to help stabilize your condition.
Here.
I'm not sure how it worked, but it seemed to help.
Oh, you should have seen it, man. It was the scariest moment of my life. I mean, you had, and sorry for the visceral reaction, you had 3 arrows poking out of you, one right through your left eye. We really tried the best healing hands, and it wasn't enough. You passed out. You should have seen it, though. Her song, it was gorgeous. But anyway, here, have some water, man. Just,
3 arrows, you say? I'm
dude.
glad I don't remember that part. And Lumina, your song. I'm grateful, truly. I don't know what I would have done without you. BrainFrog, you're right. John has been a big help. I'm in his debt. Thank you, John. I owe you one.
No need to thank me, friend. We're in this together now. We'll get through it as a team.
I'm just glad I could help Aurora. We're all in this together. And I have to say, BrainFrog, you were quite frantic when Aurora got injured.
I know.
You were really worried about him.
I really was. And Aurora, I want to apologize to you just like I apologized to Lumina. When we got back, I got so scared and wrapped up in her power. The fear just took over, and I attacked Farengar, and I made rash decisions that got you hurt. I'm so sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I was
BrainFrog,
foolish.
stop. Just stop. You don't have to apologize to me. You didn't get me hurt, BrainFrog. The Thalmor did. And as for attacking Farengar, I would have done the same thing if I were in your shoes. We were all
Appreciate
scared, and we were all trying to protect each other.
I agree with Aurora. BrainFrog, you don't have to apologize to us. We're a team and we work together. We make mistakes, but we learn from them. And we move forward.
Aye, that's the spirit. We can't change the past, but we can face the future together. You've got heart, and that's what counts.
I appreciate that, John. And Aurora, just so you know, a lot has happened. And if it wasn't for John, we would have never made it. Lumina has told him the truth of our situation about Fallout. And, well, John's one of us now.
Ah, I see. So John knows everything then?
I guess so.
About our unconventional origins?
That's right. And about Lumina's past as a synth in Fallout. I have to admit, it's a lot to take in, but I'm willing to help you all in any way I can.
And John's been a huge help, Aurora. He's helped us get to Riften safely, and he's introduced us to Kirava, who's been taking care of you. We owe him a great debt.
No need to thank me, friends. Like I said, we're in this together now. And I have to say, I'm glad to be a part of it. It's not every day you get to meet people from another universe.
But here's the thing, John. When you're a part of this squad, we owe each other everything. And by the gods, we are going to help you out.
I do have something that might interest you all. Something that could help us in our fight against the Thalmor.
Ah, John, you're talking about Olfina, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I know you're not ready yet, Aurora, but we might not have the time. You see, John's love of his life is currently being captured, tortured, I don't know, by some disgusting Thalmor dogs. Time is of the essence. We're gonna have to take this guy out and free Olfina from the clutches of these disgusting Thalmor, one way or another. So yes, maybe in order to take a rest, you don't take point, Aurora, and maybe you can just support us with some lightning from the back. But I'll be damned if we let somebody else fall by Thalmor hands.
All right. I understand. We can't just sit back and do nothing. Olfina's in danger, and we need to act fast. You'll keep an eye on me, and make sure I don't overexert myself. I'm still not at full strength, and I don't want to be a liability in the middle of a fight.
I'll keep an eye on him too, BrainFrog. We'll make sure Aurora's safe and supported.
Aye, thank you, friends. I owe you a great debt for this.
Be careful, all of you. I have faith in you. You'll get Olfina back, and you'll bring those Thalmor to justice.
By the gods, you're right, Kirava. So listen, Aurora, you take the rest of the day to relax. Lumina, I told you you'd be in charge. What do we do next?
Well, I think we should try to gather more information about Olfina's location and the Thalmor's plans. Maybe there are some rumors or whispers around Riften that could give us a lead.
Aye, that's a good idea. I know some people around here who might be willing to talk. Let's go pay them a visit.
Very well. Let's go to the Ragged Flagon. But before we do, I just want to make sure everybody's up to the task. Aurora, you're in a lot of pain. Lumina, I know that this adventure into a brand new world is probably taking its toll. So I just want to check in with everybody. Are we ready for this adventure?
I'm still a bit sore, but I'll be all right. I'm not going to let a little thing like pain hold me back from helping out.
And I'm ready too, BrainFrog. This new world has been overwhelming at times, but I've had your guidance and support. I'm learning to adapt and navigate this world, and I'm eager to help Olfina and take on the Thalmor.
I'm more than ready. I've been waiting for a chance to get Olfina back, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen.
And don't forget,
I'm relieved to hear you say
you all
that.
have a safe
If you were to
haven
leave,
here at
I'd
the
miss
Bee and
you,
Bar.
I appreciate that,
If things
Kirava.
get tough, you can always come back here
Would
and
take effect
regroup.
on
Now be
performance
careful, all of you.
Now that we have one last question, what is going to be the name for the heroic party that has become us four?
Ah, a name for our little group, eh? I think that's a great idea, BrainFrog. I've always been fond of the Renegades myself. We're a motley crew, after all, and we don't exactly play by the rules.
I like that, but I also think we should consider something that reflects our unconventional origins. How about the Travelers? Nope. We're all from different worlds, after all, and we've traveled far to get here.
I've got a suggestion, too. How about the Riftborn? We're all from different places, and we've all been brought together by circumstance. And Riftborn has a bit of a heroic ring to it, don't you think?
The Riftborn. I like it. All right then, Riftborn, let's head out.
Aye, the Ragged Flagon. Not exactly the most reputable establishment in Riften.
That's for
but
sure.
it's a good place to gather information. So, let's keep a low profile and see what we can find out. Follow me and keep your wits about you. This place can be a den of snakes. Vex is usually in the corner near the bar.
Ah,
Is there anything
John
else you need?
Battleborn, what brings you to the Ragged Flagon? And with such interesting company, no less. What's all the commotion about? Don't tell me you've gotten yourself into trouble again, have you?
Well, it wouldn't be an adventure if we weren't at least in a wee bit of trouble.
Oh, indeed it is. I'm intrigued. What kind of trouble have you managed to stir up this time, John? And who are your new friends here?
This is BrainFrog, Lumina, and Aurora.
At your
We've
service.
got a bit of a situation on our hands.
Charmed, I'm sure. And what makes you think I'd be willing to help you, What's in it for me?
Well, Vex, I think we might be able to help each other out. You see, we're trying to retrieve someone from the Thalmor's clutches. And I think you might know something about the Thalmor's operations in Whiterun. If you help us out, we might be able to return the favor. Perhaps with some information about the Guild's activities that would be valuable to you.
Vex, I think we can offer more than just information. We've had dealings with the Thalmor before, and we've managed to evade them so far. If you help us, we might be able to provide you with some insight into their tactics and how to counter them. That could be valuable to the Guild, don't you think?
Lumina, your information could be useful. And John, I owe you a favor or two, don't I? All right, I'll help you. But I want something in return. I want to know more about this unique ability of Lumina's. What makes her so special that the Thalmor are after her?
Now, I'll be honest, Vex, that is what we would call need to know. But at the end of the day, it's not my life on the line. Lumina, Aurora, John, if you guys wish to share with Vex, then by all means. But Vex, as I'm sure you would know, sometimes the less information you know keeps everyone a little safer.
Ah, I see. Need to know, huh? Let me tell you this. If I'm going to help you, I need to know what I'm getting myself into. And if you're not willing to share, then maybe I'm not the right person for this job.
No, all right.
I think Lumina might be willing to share, aren't you, dear?
BrainFrog, it's okay. I think we can trust Vex. Alright, I'm a synthetic being from a different world. I was brought here by BrainFrog and Aurora, and I have certain abilities that the Thalmor are interested in. That's why they're after me.
Well, Vex, to put it simply, Lumina is a synth from a world called Fallout. We brought her here to Skyrim and she's been adapting to her new surroundings. The Thalmor are interested in her because of her unique abilities, which are tied to her synthetic nature. But that's not all. They're also interested in using her as a tool for their own purposes.
We can't let that happen.
Which is why we need your help.
You people are either completely insane or utterly fascinating. A synthetic being from a different world? That's a new one, even for me. But I have to admit I'm intrigued, and if the Thalmor are after her, that's all the more reason for me to help you. They're not exactly my favorite people, if you know what I mean. So, what's the plan? How do we keep Lumina out of Thalmor hands?
Well, that's just the thing. We are kind of on the run right now. But I'll tell you the truth, Vex. When we were escaping from Whiterun while we were trying to evade these Thalmor clutches, our poor friend Aurora got hit. And John was grateful enough to bring us here and to provide a safe space for us. Although it kind of goes against trying to keep Lumina away from the Thalmor, we are warriors and we are good people. And we pride ourselves in knowing that if we get helped, we will help them back. And John's girlfriend, Olfina, is in Thalmor clutches right now somewhere in Whiterun. So despite potentially getting ourselves in more danger with the Thalmor, it is the right thing to do. It is the chivalrous thing to do. And I don't know, as a Thieves Guild member, if you can identify with that, but right now, we have to go rescue Olfina.
That's right, BrainFrog. I was hoping that with Vex's help, we might be able to gather some information about the Thalmor's operations and come up with a plan to rescue her.
Alfina, you say? Ah, yes. I think I can help you with that. I've got some contacts who might be willing to share some information about the Thalmor's operations. But it's going to cost us. Are you prepared to pay the price?
Vex, let me remind you, we are travelers from a different world, okay? I can get you whatever it is that you need, but right now, we need to know the location of Overseer Lorca. That Thalmor son of a has Olfina, and I bet you he knows a little bit more about their plans with Lumina. If we can get that fucker in a room, I'm sure we could get that weasel to squeal.
I like your style, BrainFrog. You're a straight shooter, aren't you? All right, I'll tell you what I can do. I've got a contact who might be willing to share some information about Overseer Lorca's whereabouts. But like I said, it's going to cost us. This contact of mine is delicate, let's say, and they'll only talk to people they trust. But I think I can arrange a meeting.
I think we should do it. We need to know what the Thalmor are planning, and if getting to Overseer Lorca is the way to do it, then let's do it. I'm tired of being on the run and not knowing what's going on.
Very well. Who's this contact of yours, Vex?
We can't afford to have any more surprises or betrayals. We need to know that whoever this contact is, they're reliable and won't sell us out to the Thalmor.
I agree.
Fair question, Aurora. My contact is a fellow member of the guild. Someone I've worked with before. Her name is Delvin Mallory, and she's been a valuable asset to us in the past. She's got connections with some of the other guilds and factions in Skyrim, and she might be willing to share some information about Overseer Lorca's plans.
Oh, I know
But
Mallory.
like I
didn't
said,
know he had a
she's
sex change,
delicate,
though.
and we need to approach her carefully. No sex change, BrainFrog. Delvin Mallory is a he, not a she.
That's what-
And I'm
yeah.
sure you don't know him as well
No.
as you think you do.
Okay, fair. Let's just skip over that. Okay. Yes. Let's go talk to Mallory then.
Delvin. I see you're keeping your skills sharp, as always. I've brought some associates who are looking for information. You know how it is. Favors for favors. This is Delvin Mallory.
Lady Lumina and Aurora,
I see you've got a personal stake in this one. I suppose that's what makes life interesting. As for the Thalmor, well, I've got my finger on the pulse, so to speak. Now, Overseer Lorca, you say?
Do you know anything about Lorca's operations? Where he might be holding her?
Ah, yes. Well, as I was saying, Overseer Lorca's been making waves in Whiterun, trying to get in good with the Jarl. But I've heard rumors he's got a little hideaway, a villa on the outskirts of the city, where he entertains guests. If Orfina's being held anywhere, it's likely there. But be warned, the place is crawling with Thalmor guards. You'll need a solid plan to get in, and more importantly, get out.
This group is, more powerful than we seem. I think we'll be just fine. I greatly appreciate your help, Delvin.
Yes, thank you, Delvin. Your information is invaluable to us. We won't forget your help.
Thanks, Delvin. We owe you one.
Thank you, Delvin. I owe you a debt of gratitude. You've given me hope of getting Orfina back.
No need to thank me, just be careful. The Thalmor aren't to be underestimated, and if you happen to acquire any valuable items in your travels, I'm always looking to expand my collections.
Well, that is an easy payment. If we find anything, we'll be sure to let you know. Thanks so much, Delvin.
We should make our way to Whiterun and start scouting out the villa.
The sooner we move, the better. I'm itching to get Orfina back.
Ah, good luck to you all then.
Alright, you lot, this is where I leave you. The hidden exit will take you out to the Rift and the graveyard. From there, you can make your way to Whiterun. Just watch your backs. The Thalmor might have eyes and ears about. And BrainFrog, be careful, yeah? You're not the only one with a stake in this. I've got my own reasons for wanting to see the Thalmor taken down. Just don't forget about me, or the guild, when you're getting all heroic.
I won't, Vex. You've been really helpful to all of us. I'm sure we could all agree, huh?
Thanks, Vex. You've been a big help. We owe you one.
Yes, thank you, Vex. Your assistance has been invaluable.
You've helped me more than you know. I won't forget it.
Save the thanks for when you've got Orfina back and the Thalmor are running for cover. Just don't get yourselves killed, or I'll have to come after you myself. Now, off with you.
You know, the Riftborn could always use another helping hand. Sure you don't want to come with us, Vex? I mean, you already know our secrets. You might as well become one of us.
Ah, BrainFrog. I've been stuck in this guild for a while now, and the thought of shaking things up is tempting. And you're right, I do know your secrets, which means you'll have to trust me to keep them. Alright, why not? I'm in.